Hi, my name is Shua and I'm the host of Light Up with Shua, a podcast which you must be hearing every week, and you can watch my programs on YouTube channel and on Groton channel and wherever you find me, which is I have links on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and you can hear me on Castbox, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, and iTunes. So I am very excited. This is the first show of the new year, 2019. I have a special guest, and you will hear her shortly. But I hope you have already subscribed and are sharing and rating this program and my channel. So without further delay, let me switch to my guest and she will talk a little and then we will move on from there to our conversation. Yes, please.
Hello everyone, my name is Shaznoor and I am 13 years old. I live in Pakistan, Islamabad, and I am an 8th grader in Frabel's International School.
And that is in Islamabad,
yes.
Right? Okay. And so you live in Islamabad?
Yes, I live in Islamabad.
Okay. So which grade are you? Did you already
I'm
say?
in 8th grade.
8th grade, sorry. So what do you like about your grade? And what you do not like about
do
your
not
grade?
like. There's a lot of them on do not.
Okay.
So I like that I like a classroom's environment. I like when there's a bunch of kids your age and they're also the same, they're from the same place as you. They can relate. You can talk in Urdu. You can also, I've actually worked on my Urdu and I'm better at speaking in Urdu because of all the people in the class. I've always heard them speaking. And then I kind of adapted to that. And now I'm way better in my pronunciation and I can talk more. And I like that all the people in our class, we get to learn everything together and we get to learn new things too by each other. So for example, when the teacher asks a question, if somebody knows the answer, you get to learn from that person.
So this is, you're talking about Urdu or just about any subject?
Urdu, socialization and learning.
Okay. So where did you learn your English from?
I learned my English from Canada.
Okay.
I moved there when I was 2 years old.
Okay.
And I was born here in Islamabad, but then I left Islamabad to go and live in Canada, and I settled there for about 9 years. And I went to different elementary schools. I kept on switching different schools each year almost. And so I stayed there till grade 4. And I came back here when I was in grade 5. So I came back here in 2015.
And you are in 8, so it's been about 3 years that you have been in Islamabad.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see. What do you like about Pakistan versus Canada?
Well, there are many factors, such as negative and positive. First, we'll start with positive. Pakistan is a very traditional place for me because I am from there. I should learn my culture. I have a bunch of my family over here. That's an advantage. I get to meet them more often than I was in Canada. In Canada, there are a few of my family, but they live in America. So we don't really travel there frequently. And so we don't really see family only like once a year, I think. And that's pretty hard because also it's more important to see old grandparents and grandfathers. So I think living here is an advantage for family and traditional ways. But in Canada, the positive effect is that there are a bunch of people from different cultures that you get to know about, and you can be friends with them. You can learn about their cultures too. So you don't have to just learn about Pakistani cultures. You can learn about everyone else in different different countries. And you can, when I had a friend from Japan, I always used to visit her house and I had like homemade sushi. I had homemade Japanese food and it was amazing. I even had a Chinese friend and when I used to go to her house, they always used to make Chinese food. It was really amazing.
So it was only food that was different, or
food,
what
culture,
else did you?
and they had different ways of speaking. I couldn't see how their family is, and they also have different religions, so that's nice to see. And
so diversity in religion, in food,
communities.
in communities.
Yes.
So you like that?
Yes. Now the negative. Over here, I feel like
here means Islamabad. And now you are currently in Islamabad.
Yes.
Okay.
Over here, I feel like the people over here do not take care of their country that much. They pollute a lot. I've noticed over these past 3 years, there's a bunch of pollution. Everywhere I go, if I go in a park, I see wrappers everywhere, and there's a bin right next to it. Like, I went to Faisal Masjid. Now, if you guys know what Faisal Masjid is, it's a very important landmark of Islamabad. You can search it up. It's a masjid, a mosque where all Muslim people go to pray. And when I went there, it was sad to see that there was garbage everywhere.
That's disappointing for a young person.
And if you go on the images,
and you learn from others and older people, and you see like, okay, these adults who are taking care of this place are not really taking care of it.
Exactly.
So,
and like when I went, I was like, oh, this is really different from the images, because in Google it looks very clean. But when I went there was a lot of garbage, and that was really disappointing.
So what do you think? So you don't find garbage lying around in Canada?
No,
not
definitely
at all?
not.
Not at all?
Okay, so first
near
of all,
churches or any temples?
No. And especially not near churches and temples, because they respect their religion. I feel like, okay, fine.
So do you think...
we throw garbage, that's a mistake, but not near a religious place.
So you think they're not respecting
their religion either, or their country? Two things.
That's a very important point that you have mentioned. I hope our listeners will pay attention in Pakistan and anywhere in the world, that a 13-year-old thinks that if you are, garbaging or throwing trash around or polluting your holy places, or where you pray and you revere it so much, why do we have trash around it, right? Did you see inside the mosque?
No.
Okay.
Thankfully, no. But still, even if it's not inside, I feel like it shouldn't be outside either.
Okay.
It makes the mosque have a bad reputation. It just makes everything dirty looking, and I don't like that.
Okay. So do you have any solution? How can we improve this situation?
I think we can improve this actually, and we cannot at the same time. We can improve it by like telling our friends, family who we're closest to first. We can ask them. We can tell them politely, please pick up the garbage. If you see anyone ever dropping or polluting or dropping their garbage on the floor, you can politely tell them, okay, can you please put it in the garbage bin, because it's right next to you. But I don't know if this is laziness or this is just
awareness?
A habit.
Bad habit.
I don't know, but like I feel like it's really bad, because I've seen in my school a bunch of kids, they are eating chips and they throw the garbage
just there?
Everywhere, everywhere? On the ground. So, and there's a garbage in the corner.
Garbage can, you mean?
Garbage can, yes. And they don't throw it in there, and it's like right underneath the garbage can.
So what about your school teachers and all? Do they tell them not to do that?
I don't think they do. No? I think they have a bunch of times. Maybe some don't. Some don't really look into it like that. But some maybe do. My homeroom teacher was very aware of that aspect, so she told everyone not to throw, but still, I don't think the kids listen anyway. And I don't eat chips much, but I think I have seen my friends throwing it. And I also tell them nicely.
So maybe
sometimes.
We can bring
maybe
awareness.
By mistake I threw it once. I'll be honest with myself that I threw it once, because I was so in the habit of doing that. Like I was always looking at people throwing it, so I'm like,
maybe you learned that.
And then I was like, that's a really bad thing, because I was a kid at that time. I was in grade 5, so I'm like, okay. And then I searched it online, and I searched what happens in a few years if you throw garbage. It's not only good for the environment, but it's also bad for the people. It's not just bad for the environment, because if you throw garbage, less the oxygen gets polluted, and then the trees can't survive, and then you don't have oxygen, because trees provide oxygen.
Okay.
So that's
a very highly important point and habit that should be addressed, I guess, right?
Yes.
So do you think we should start right away a campaign to pick garbage? I think we have a campaign going on from the government now.
I think we should. It's not only garbage. I feel like it's also construction. There's right now construction taking place right next door where we're sitting, and they leave all the remaining, like they leave all the concrete, all the rocks, all the aggregate, everything.
That's right.
And that's just like, it looks messy, and my pet peeve is messiness.
Okay, good. Thank you for this detailed explanation. And I hope we can do something, and our listeners can really realize, and we all can, do something about it.
Yes.
And we'll talk more about it off the, this conversation, and we'll see how can we contribute in our capacities. All right. I really appreciate that. Okay. So should we talk about school?
Yes.
What do you like here versus Canada? Do you?
Well, school
or
is
do you
amazing.
Want to talk about something else yet?
Okay, let's leave the school, because I think we've talked a lot about Canada and Pakistan. Let's talk about health.
Okay, let's. All right, let's talk about health. So talk about it. What do you want to talk about health? What is good health?
Sports, first of all, comes in my mind.
Okay.
So I do like sports. And my favorite sport, I have, I think, 2 to 3. I have soccer is my favorite sport. I like horse riding and swimming.
So which ones do you do?
Well, I do swimming and soccer mostly, because I feel like it's easier to do over here. There's not much horse riding clubs over here. There's only one called Islamabad Club, which my grandparents have a membership, but this year, I don't know, due to some delay, I could not do it this year. That was really disappointing, because it's only good to do it in the winters, because in the summer it gets too hot.
Okay.
So I couldn't do that this year, but when I visited Groton, I did horse riding a lot, because I love that sport.
Massachusetts. Oh,
yes.
So that was, you were visiting me.
Yes.
Okay. So
swimming is also easy for me to do. We just go to Islamabad Club, we take our swimming suits and everything, we just go in the pool, we come back after an hour. It's easy, but it's also good fitness and exercise.
Okay, good.
And soccer is easier to do, because in school sometimes
Do you play in school?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. Do you go into tournaments?
There's no tournaments in our grade. It goes further on in 9th, 10th, 11th.
So do you plan?
I think I do. I want to. You can take soccer, basketball, or volleyball, and I feel like taking soccer, volleyball.
Yeah, I like soccer too.
Yeah.
Good. So we might have a future player. Okay. Let's talk a little about parenting. Okay. You know, this podcast is about conscious parenting, right? Conscious living and conscious parenting, right? This is the topic of this podcast, the bigger topic, and then we have all these little subtopics. But I would like to talk about that from your viewpoint as a 13-year-old, and you have a father and a mother. What is good parenting, in your opinion, please?
Well, many kids will say that good parenting is if they let me have my phone all day, and they let me eat junk food all day, they let me watch movies all day.
Do you think so? Okay.
I am a kid, so I will say that. But there's also another aspect to good parenting. First of all, I think that good parenting is not only stopping you from things, letting you do things, but not to that extent where it's dangerous for your health, or it's dangerous for you.
Okay.
Because if parents just let you do anything, that is not going to help you in your future. Because you don't have your child right now, you don't know what your future is going to be, you don't know what's good for you or not. Your parents have more experience. And they look out for you, they want the best for you, so I just think you should listen to them. It's not about what you feel like doing. It's about what's best for you.
Right, but I know that you or other children, when parents stop them, they don't like it. And
yeah,
they
I definitely
fight
don't
and
like
they
it.
resist.
I do resist sometimes because I'm like, no, that's not fair. But then I realize at the end, I'm like, okay, I'll let it go because there's probably a point to it, which I don't understand, but I'm pretty sure the parents do, and they have a reason for it.
Have you ever had an example that you said, no, this is totally wrong,
Yes.
I don't want to do it, and then you find out, oops, my mom, dad, or whoever was right? Yes. Has this happened?
Yes, this has happened.
Okay, so that's what do you think that made you realize that at the end of the day your parents know
they have a reason
yes. for stopping you?
Yeah.
Okay. Any example that you can share?
Well, there's a bunch of examples, but let's start with
something which is conspicuous and
friends
people can
and like going out. So my friends invited me to this restaurant, and I was like, okay, let me go. But my parents were like, no. They don't want me in public places. My friend, this was actually in 5th grade, so I was still small. I was 10 years old. Okay. And so this girl...
so they were supposed to be by themselves in the restaurant?
I will get to that.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna take names because probably maybe a person is watching this.
Yes, or listening.
So I doubt that. Okay. But there was this person who invited us to Centaurus. Centaurus is a mall, like you have in Groton, Bayview Mall.
Yes.
Nashua Mall. What was that?
Yeah, Nashua
Mall.
Yeah.
So they invited us to a mall, and I was like, please let me go. I kept on asking my parents, please let me go. I really want to go. I think it's going to be fun, you know? Because, like, obviously kids want to go. They just want fun all the time. So my parents were like, no, that's unacceptable. Like, will their parents be with you or something? I'm like, no, you can ask them. So I gave them the phone number. They called their mom. And we asked, where is it? They go into detail sometimes. They're like, where is it?
Who is going?
Who will accompany the children? And they were like, oh, no, our child is going to the cream herself.
Oh.
Like, we decided that you can go from school with us. We will drop you at the mall and we'll go to a different shop outside of the mall. And then my mom was like, okay, first she's already like concerned about what you're going to do at the mall. And second of all, she's like, okay, the parents aren't going. And we're like 10-year-olds. So how we just like sense? At that time I was like, oh my god, how that's unfair. Like, she's going to be with us. She's probably the biggest in the class. She can let us go. But like, now I realize that we were just kids. We were 10 years old. How will we know where to go? What if we get lost? What if we get kidnapped or like something like that? So it's just, now I just look back and I'm like, oh.
So you think that was quite irresponsible of the parents to plan something like that for such young children?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Like, I'm not saying that, okay, fine, if you're 16, if you're 16 above, or if you're 16, you can go. Like, my parents would allow me to, because you know more. You're older.
What if they don't allow you at 16 also?
But, well, they actually did say above 16 I can go out places and I should learn how to, how do I say it? Because I'm going to learn how to drive at 16. My parents want me to learn. My parents want me to learn how to drive soonest as possible. Okay. So like when you drive, you don't have to know about going to different places and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And they're like, you can go, but you have to make good choices. You have to be safe and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
that's a good point. Good choices.
Good choices.
So they are training you to make the right and good choices.
Obviously, I feel like I'm 13 and I should be going out, but this is not the age. It's not the age.
Well,
I'm not an adult.
Well, guys, I hope you're listening to a 13-year-old who is suggesting, she knows that children want to go out and, you know, resist.
I have like experienced this myself. I always want to go out. There's also another example about a concert. Okay. Should I tell you about that?
Yeah, okay, go ahead. Why don't you?
So
a concert.
A concert,
yes.
Okay,
what is that?
So my school, Frau Bell's, has this annual thing called Frohman. And it's a concert where you go and you listen to music, you dance, there's a bunch of food. And so they said that 8th graders above to A levels can go. So it came as a little notice slip that, 8th graders can go. You have to pay like, you can pay as much, you have to pay 2,000 rupees for the ticket. So I'm like, okay, I really want to go. So I asked my parents and they said no. Straight away no. And I'm like, why not? And they're like, I'm like, can I go with my friend at least to a concert? And my parents like, no, why would you want to go to a concert? That's like not for your age. And I'm like, but the school allowed us. And our parents like, we don't care about the school. We're not allowing you to go. And so later on I discovered that over there in the concert, everyone bought the ticket except me. And later on, the principal decided, because like a bunch of parents came out and said, oh, this is not for our child's age. Why are you giving them the slips? Why are you encouraging them to go? So they cancelled it, and they couldn't get their money back. So they paid for the ticket already. They got the ticket, and they didn't get their money back. And so I'm happy that I listened to my mom, or else I would have been wasting money and also just wasting time and effort. So that's like good.
Thank you for sharing this experience with us. Okay, should we move to another question?
Yes.
Yes, okay. What do you like about yourself, and what is there something that you would like to change?
I like a lot of things about myself. I like my looks, first of all, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I mean, looks aren't everything, but I just like, I don't know, I'm a bit self-obsessed sometimes.
Okay.
So I like my face a lot. I like my...
Okay, that's it. I said one thing you like about
face.
yourself. What do you want to change about yourself?
I feel like I should change my personality sometimes.
Personality?
Yes.
In which way?
Like...
The whole personality?
No, not the whole. But like, since it's a new year, I feel like you should be more mature. Since it's a new year, you should be more...
Mature in what ways?
I'm about to turn 14 in March.
Okay.
So, it's like, if I just keep on acting like, how do I say, not listening to my parents and being like really weird. Sometimes I'd be really weird, like a weird person. And like, I just act really silly. Okay. So I think I should change that because like, it just makes a bad impression. You're about to turn 14, like, be mature.
Okay.
A good parent lets you not just do fun things, but also has reasons for it.
You didn't tell me
I
this
did
on
tell
the
you.
on the podcast.
Yes, I did tell you.
Okay, can you tell me again?
Okay, so I'll just make it brief because I already said it. I'm pretty sure the
viewers... No, you said... No, listen. We did talk off the camera and off this recording.
Yeah.
Right? But not on this. Because
okay, I'll just
you
say it
were
again.
talking... Listen. So you talked about Canada. You talked about what do you like about school. You talked about health.
Okay, so good parenting.
So, 1 minute. What do you like... Okay, 1 minute. 1, 2, 3. I have to edit this now. What do you think is a good parenting? Would you define or describe it?
Well, I think good parenting is when the elders let the children do things, but not just for the fun of it. They let them do it for their happiness, but also stop them at the same time.
Okay.
They should have boundaries.
Okay, so they should have boundaries. Okay. Have you learned to have boundaries?
Yes, I have.
Has it been helpful?
Yes.
Okay. How do you see yourself now? Do you have room to grow in terms of your brain knowledge? And I mean, I know you're growing, you're taller, you're looking good, but not only from physical point of view. I mean to say, how do you see yourself? Like, are you happy with yourself now?
What aspect, physical or?
No, mental.
Yes, I think.
Or like the way you approach things, or the way you are studying, and.
Yes, I think I've been better in studying too. I've learned new techniques.
Have you been improving every year?
Yes.
Okay, you're evolving. You're
Definitely.
growing not only physically but mentally.
Mentally, yes.
Okay, in your attitude.
Yes.
Okay, so because you just talked about being mature, so I think you are in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you see yourself as in future? Let's say.
I want to be like my profession and like how I want to see.
As a person, and then later we will talk about the profession.
Okay,
because
as a
I still
person,
haven't asked you about your subjects. Like, what subjects do you like? Do you like arts or sciences?
Hobbies
and all? So we will talk about that just shortly. So why don't you tell me about how do you see yourself in future as a grown-up?
I feel like when I want to be grown up and I want to see myself like I'm a really good person and I help other people. I help people who like need help. Like, you know those poor people? There's a lot of kids in Iraq who are getting attacked. So I want to help them. And I want to be...
Nowadays it's in Syria also.
Yes.
In
Not
Palestine.
not just humans,
in
also
Kashmir,
animals.
In Kashmir.
Yes, animals are getting endangered. And without animals, like the panda's going to finish. Panda's not going to be here anymore
So,
in like
excuse
5
me.
years.
So you want to help the animals
And people.
and the people. So do you want to help the endangered species? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, and so let's while we are on this topic, which subjects do you like?
My favorite subjects are definitely not math.
No?
No, I am terrible now.
Really?
I was really good.
So why not?
But
Okay.
it's just harder. My math teacher's looking at this, she's gonna like literally get so mad.
Okay, what else?
But I like arts. I like PE, physical education. Those are the really fun things. Now I'll talk about academics. My favorite academic subjects are English, because I feel like English is a language you should know. Everyone should know, because that's like second language for everyone. Like if you know, everyone speaks in English. If you don't know, if you go to France and if you're meeting someone and the person, you don't know French, the person should know English because you also know English. It's easier to communicate.
Well, you can't dictate that everybody has to know English.
No English, but I feel like it's just
you should know
my
languages,
specialty.
but you should know your own language.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
I think you should know your own language.
Urdu.
Like no, whoever belongs from wherever. If you are Spanish or French or Italian, you should know your own language. That's what I believe. But if you are promoting that only everybody should know English, doesn't matter what language you grew up with, then I don't agree with that with you. So, what do you think?
No, I meant like everyone should know their own language. Obviously, they do know their own language for their country.
Not necessary.
I hope. But I just feel like English language is important to me because I know it and I'm the best at it.
Okay, so let's move on from this English.
Not just language, literature too. I love reading books.
So that's what I'm asking.
Yes.
We are stuck on English.
Poetry.
I want you to tell me what subjects other than English. English is, literature. And what else?
I love doing poetry. I love writing poetry. I like writing creative stories.
Because now we are going to come to your work.
Yes.
What you have done so far, right? And what are your future plans regarding your work now? You have written poems or poem? One poem?
One poem.
Okay. You are planning to write more?
Yes. I do practice a lot. In my rough notebook, I have a bunch of poems that I written.
Okay.
But this one is my best
the published
one. Yes. I'll read
so
it.
we will hear Shaznoor shortly. She will read her own poem. And then you have done artwork, which we will be showing a slideshow on my channel when you will be hearing this interview. And you can also look at her artwork. And what is this? This is the art coloring.
My coloring.
And we will have some of her finest coloring art. And what is this? Sketches. We have some of her sketches with us, so I will be putting these sketches on my channel as well. So she's an artist and she does experiment with different materials. I said, what is this?
This is a artwork and it's by used dry pastels.
Dry pastels.
So basically you first look at an object, you place the object still life. I love doing still life.
Okay.
You place an object and you sit in a place and you will not get up from that place unless it's an emergency.
Oh, okay.
But I like to sit in that place and focus for at least 20 minutes. Keep on looking at that still life.
You just look at it.
Then you start drawing it, sketching it. Then you start shading it and seeing its shadows, seeing its folding, seeing its reflections.
So do you still look at the art and then draw it, or just you look at the art for 20 minutes and then you leave
No,
that?
I look
and
at
then
the art, I absorb it in my mind, and then I sketch it. Then
sketch
I
it
look
without
at
looking at it?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay.
But that's also
Sometimes means like, can you be clear? Okay, so when you look at the art for 20 minutes, then you put it aside and then you go and draw what you looked at,
yes.
right?
Then I look back.
Then you look
then
back.
Then I start using the pastels for the reflection and everything. That's
looking at the art.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at the art.
Because we are explaining, we're not showing it on our, video. So we are explaining in words. People are listening to us. So we should be clear about what are you really saying, which is you look at the art, then you go after 20 minutes approximately, then you draw whatever you looked and absorbed, and then again you look at the art, and then you do the shading and all. Okay, now we are going to hear I Would Love to Be a Pony by Shaznoor Tehseen, grade 1. Oh, you wrote this in grade 1?
Yes.
And this is published in a collection of poems written by young Canadians, A Field of Fireflies. This is a whole book compiled.
Best-selling poems of Canada.
Oh, wow.
The whole country,
nice.
not a city. The whole country.
Not the whole.
I came in the first of my city.
Wonderful. So could you read this, please, for us?
Yes.
And, slow and nice.
I would love to be a pony. I would love to be a pony, trotting in the castle with my lovely hair waving in the sky, fluttering on my face. While I'm trotting through the air, I'd love to go to the beach, relax in the sun, while watching the waves go one by one.
Wonderful.
I wrote this when I was in grade 1, so
and
I was
why did
8
you write?
years old, 7 years old.
Why did you write this?
First of all, the teachers gave us topics. I would love to be a pony, bird, or a dinosaur. So people wrote on dinosaurs. But I wanted to do pony because I was always fascinated with horses at that time. I used to do horse riding. I was really obsessed with ponies at that time. And I knew a lot about them. I wanted to write about them. So I did poetry, and I was like, okay, if I was a pony, what would I do? So I'd be trotting through the castle. I would imagine myself, my hair, waving, my pony hair, waving in the sky, and it's like fluttering on my face. And then while I'm trotting through the air, that means while I'm running, the air is breezing on my face. I'll go to the beach, and I would just relax in the sun, just stand there, looking at the waves go one by one. That's really what I imagined if I was a pony.
So, do you have any other poem in your mind that we will be hearing about it soon? Any topic that you have already written, or is it in the making?
I have written a poem called The Hummingbird.
The Hummingbird?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's basically I try to rhyme match it. It's about a hummingbird and how she's just fluttering.
So you will be writing about it?
I will be writing
about it.
So
I hope we can hear it in maybe this year.
Yes.
Sometime this year.
I hope.
I hope I can sit with you again and have a nice conversation like this.
And I also wanted to write this poem called Roses.
Okay.
It's not just the roses are red, violet, or blue, no. It's a different type of roses. Like it's falling down and each petal goes down, and when it leaves, it shrivels away. So it's like something.
Oh, nice. So philosophical.
Yes.
Huh? Nice. So we are looking forward to Shaznoor's poems in future. Okay, so I hope you are enjoying our conversation so far. She's my dear guest on Light Up with Shua. We have a few more questions to ask Shaznoor, and let's hear from her about an interesting topic, which is... let me ask this before I go to traffic.
Okay.
Do you like to take or choose easier path or a challenging path?
I would like to take an easier path.
Why?
Because I am very lazy.
Oh,
Just kidding.
Okay. Maybe your mama would tell us. Really.
Harder path.
Okay.
No, I feel like I would. What do you mean path in which way?
Like, let's say if you have something challenging, like in terms of schoolwork or homework or in the house, do you choose? So you are actually lazy?
Kind kind of.
Okay, so let's
I'm
leave
not
it
gonna
there.
hide that because I like to wake up very late.
Okay,
I like
okay. So
sleeping.
maybe that's what for now she likes to take an easier path. But however, I know that she has done a lot. Her mother has really mother and father have put a lot of time and investment of time and resources in her. And she is a very talented young lady, young girl, not lady. So anyways, you will know from her work that she has done, and you have heard her poem. So I think you should know by now that she is only 13 and she will be doing more.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about traffic. I wanted to have your viewpoint. You are young. You have been in Canada. You have been in America. You have been in Dubai. You are in Pakistan. So what's the difference between Pakistani and Canadian traffic? Which place
don't get me started.
Okay, can we talk about a little bit? Maybe people can learn from your viewpoint. Maybe they can fix their driving.
I hope. So basically, traffic. Let's start. In Canada and America even, the traffic is the same, I feel like. Like, on the road, they stay in their lane, first of all.
They stay in
their lane.
In Canada and America.
Only, obviously, if they have to change the route, they change.
No, in America and Canada, right?
They stay in their lane, so they don't die. But over here, they just go like a zigzag all over, and then they block your way, and you're just like... People who come from Canada and America over here who are driving, they're probably just like, what is going on?
Yeah, and they get frustrated.
Because they're just like, imagine, the yellow line between the two sides. Keep on going over there.
Yeah, this keeps swaying here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
so
some people drive slow when the speed is more than that. Or they drive more fast.
So what do you think? How can we fix that?
Well, I feel like there should be laws. They should take the
laws
seriously.
Laws
but they should take it more seriously.
Who should take it seriously? The
Police
drivers?
and government too.
But
and
the drivers?
No, drivers do take it seriously, I think, sometimes.
If they are the ones who are driving...
No, but if they don't... Do you know why they don't take it seriously? I don't think they take it seriously because they have no... consequences. I've seen a driver with his car go really, really fast and was about to hit another car. And it was right near the police intersection. The police saw him. He didn't say anything. So that's why they're dodging like, I haven't got caught once. Why would I be caught again? So they don't take it.
The drivers are careless, but then the police is not really...
handling it well.
Well, either. Okay, so maybe we need everybody to cooperate and fix our traffic in Pakistan. So do you think it is Islamabad is still better than Lahore and Karachi that I have witnessed?
Yeah.
But anyways, I hope people who are listening, if you're a bad driver, please fix your driving because children like Shaznoor are concerned. Okay, we are coming to the last leg of questions soon. Before we go ahead, do you have anything else you want to talk about, like food or behavior of people? Yeah, we wanted to talk about that.
Definitely.
Behavior of people in Pakistan. What have you found?
Behavior of people over here, many are very traditional, which is nice. But others are... Like I said in the first place, they don't take care of their country. They don't take anything seriously. Second of all, they like dodging a lot. Smartness, over smart. Try to be over smart.
Tricking other people?
Yes.
That's not a good thing to do?
Not a good thing.
Okay. Did you find that less in Canada when you were growing up?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know everyone in Canada. Maybe there's some people who are really bad there. But... people can be anywhere, but the people make the country, and that represents the country. So
wonderful.
When you look at Pakistan, you're like, oh, it's a great place, but the people, no.
Do they lie?
Who?
People?
Outside or here?
No, here.
I think they lie.
Pakistan.
If they cheat, they lie.
So how can we not lie?
Well, I just
Why do
feel
people
like
lie?
Because they don't want to face the consequences, even though they've done something.
So they don't want to take the responsibility?
They don't want to. Nobody wants to go in jail or anything. So I feel like they should just confess.
No, lying doesn't take you to the jail all the time. I mean, there are some little lies.
No, telling the truth will take you to jail, but it's better for you because if you tell the truth, you have.
So you're
a
talking
better,
about politicians or somebody who will go to the jail? If a child lies, will he go to the jail?
No, but it's like kind of like you can also think of this as something, as a different aspect. It's like if a child lies, it's like in his mind he's in jail because he feels bad of what he did.
Oh, okay. Metaphorically. You're talking about.
And also people do go to jail if they're driving really bad and they just lie and then they get caught. They do go to jail sometimes. But I think children, they do lie, but it's the parents' responsibility to like mold them to become a better
Otherwise
person.
they will become liars when they grow up.
Yes.
And that will
Because the
be more
parents
difficult.
mold their personality. Allah molds their physical appearance and everything. He takes care of everything, but the parents do their personality.
Well, okay. Thank you for your insight about that. I was thinking about something else. Anything else you want to say? Have you found the purpose in your life?
Yes.
What is your purpose?
Okay, that's really deep. Everything is deep.
Okay.
Purpose of my life, I think, is just to listen to Allah. Just to.
What is that? What does that
education is important, but main things of life, why we were here, is like a test for us.
Oh, really?
Of how we listen to Allah in the Holy Book of Quran,
Holy Book of
Quran, how our actions are towards that, how we listen to Him, our responsibilities, our maturity, our behavior.
Okay.
And also Islamic behavior, physical behavior, emotional behavior. So I just feel like over
What is
here,
Islamic behavior?
Islamic behavior is basically just like behavior related to the Quran. Like, there's many stories and ayats referred to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was a very exemplary person.
Okay.
And I feel like that's the best example you'll get. You can listen to stories, you can read stories, you can learn better from that, and you can try to be a better person.
Good.
And then you have to also pay attention to your religion.
So you believe
behavior and religion. Like you should pray at least. If you can't pray, it's fine. People can miss some days of praying, but like if you should pray most often.
So let's come to that.
Try reading Quran to calm yourself or something like that.
Okay. So that's what you do?
Yes.
Oh, I want to congratulate you. Just completed the Arabic Quran, right? Last week.
Yes.
So you completed the whole Quran in Arabic.
Only 8 months.
In 8 months, you completed reading and reciting the Quran. And now what do you plan to do with it now?
I'm planning on
Do you understand?
reading the Quran again, second time. Going on Umrah this year, I feel like I should go. Or maybe next year.
Okay.
And I feel like being more Islamic.
Okay, before we go into that, have you read the translation?
Of the Quran?
Yeah.
No.
So
we will, and I want to also learn Arabic.
Learn
meanings.
Arabic, and so shouldn't you know what it means?
I should. Then what's the point of reading the Quran?
Right. So now you will be.
I will read.
I would encourage you to read the meaning of it.
Yes.
Right. Okay. What do you mean by Islamic? That I should be more Islamic?
Well, I should be more.
Understanding Islam?
No, I know a lot about Islam. I've read a bunch of stories. Okay. No, I don't. I mean,
you don't know.
I don't know
so
a
much.
lot,
Yeah.
but I do read stories, and I know the information.
Maybe
that
we
I need
can
to know.
in our next segment we can share some stories about Islamic stories, like Islam.
Well, I feel like I should be more diverted to praying. I feel like I don't pray that much. I forget a lot to pray, so I should pray more often.
What is prayer good for?
Prayer is also good for your reputation. You get reward for praying.
Okay,
but
what else?
It's also good for your behavior.
How?
When you pray, it just calms you and makes you just feel different. Like if you pray,
do you feel different?
If you pray, at least you can't just pray once and be like, oh, everything will be listened to what I said. if you pray at least for
You mean prayer in the Muslims who pray
yes.
5 times a day?
Don't think of it as a reward.
1 minute.
Think of it as for the betterment of yourself.
First, I want to be clear.
Yes.
What do you mean by prayer? The 5 times prayer?
5 times prayer and also du'as.
Du'as are different. That is also called prayer, but I'm talking about the prayer which is ordained in Islamic tradition, that you pray 5 times a day?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Right, okay. So you try to pray, and what do you feel after praying?
I feel more calm.
Okay.
I don't get angry much.
Okay.
I'm more patient.
Okay, good.
Which makes everything
better.
Change and turn different.
Okay.
Different.
Well, good. Good for you. So let's come to our last question.
Okay, so much questions.
What lights you up? Yes, that's the question. What lights you up, Shaznoor?
I feel like music.
Okay.
Like, to the fun aspects, music lights me up because children like fun things. I love music. When I'm sad, I listen to music. When you're sad, also you can pray. It makes you feel better. You can like connect with Allah. You can ask Him. You can talk. You can let's pray and say, "Oh Allah, this." Try to make me more happier. Yes, lights me up when I pray and listen to music. Also lights me up when I see my family, when I see my friends. Basically everything that is close to me lights me up.
Lights you up. Okay. Wow. Yes. That was nice. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you for listening to our video and podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let me start again. Thank you for listening to this podcast, and I hope you had a nice time.
Say the name.
With Light Up with Shua. Please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to comment if you feel like asking any other questions. We can do another video for you on that. We can have more ideas. And make sure to click the bell, which is right down below, so you get notifications. And you can look at new videos to help you aspire to inspire and light up with Shua and me, of course.
So you asked them to subscribe. Did you ask them to rate and review?
So guys, please subscribe, rate and review, and make sure to click the bell like I told you before. Yeah. And please, 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 if you have any questions, write down in the comments below. We will check them and we'll answer them.
Okay. And also, they can find this episode with you and other episodes on Facebook. But those are the links. But they can find us on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Castbox, and then, of course, YouTube. All right?
YouTube is the main thing.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shaznoor.
Thank you too. And thank you for the viewers and listeners for listening patiently. Goodbye.